And I hope you are all doing well. So today we will be having an info session about the data science AI program you applied for. Um, we still have a few people joining, but we'll start right away. The session will also be recorded so that you'd have access to it. Or if you want to reference anything, you can do so. We will share it with you at the end of today's call. My name is Pamela and I am with the Blossom team. So the purpose of today's call is for you to get a sense of what the entire program is about. And if you have any questions, we'll be able to answer them on today's call. So I would like to start with an introduction of who we are as Blossom. I know most of you have heard of Blossom, but you don't know what we do exactly because some were recommendations from friends. You just chanced upon the post and you decided to apply, or maybe you know somebody who has gone through the program and has benefited. So you also decided to take the chance to apply for our program. So without wasting much time, I will share my screen and then tell you about Blossom. Okay. Can you see my screen? Please, if you can see
Yeah,
my
we
screen.
can see. Yes, we can.
All right. So Blossom Academy, what do we do? We mainly exist to provide opportunities for unemployed and underemployed graduates through digital skills. And then we connect them to internship and job opportunities. That is what we do mainly. All right. So we realized that a lot of companies here were sourcing for data talent outside the country. And then we realized that we have a lot of youth here who can also work on these data or provide insights for these companies. But then what was lacking was access, right? Access to the skills, access to opportunities. And then we decided to come in to provide this access through data skills. So we envision a world where Africa data talent will solve Africa problems using real data sets. That is what we envision to see in the coming years. So our vision did not just come upright, right? We according to the IFC, in 2030, we would have about 650 million people who would require digital skills. So this is to say that what we were about to do was a good cause. And it goes to say that there is also going to be about 230 million jobs in sub-Saharan Africa that would require digital skills. So I will play this video. This is a video from one of our fellows. It tells us about her experience in the program. Now, our why. So we realized that although the traditional education system was giving us all that we needed to know, but when we come outside the real world, what we were lacking was practical skills, right? We were lacking practical skills. When you see graduates today, it's very difficult for them to work on simple Excel projects and all that. So that is why we also started, and the stories that came out of what we do also motivates us to do more and more. Now, most of you might say that there are lots of training programs out there. What makes Blossom different, right? So these are our three unique differentiators. And one thing that we believe in most is peer-to-peer learning. If you know anybody that has been through the program, you would know that at Blossom, everything that we do is project-based, right? Just as I mentioned, we don't want to go through the traditional learning where we bombard you with theories, but rather we want you to come out and then you'll be able to practice what you have learned. So we do peer-to-peer learning where you get to learn with your peers. We put you in groups to work on projects. Now, this is to also foster collaboration and teamwork, which is needed in the working environment. And then there's the mentor-based learning, where during the program or during the session, we invite seasoned data professionals to come in to share their stories with you, just to motivate you and so that you can also have somebody to look up to as you are going through the program. And then the project-based learning. Yes, we make sure that all projects that are being used in class are real-world data sets, so that once you are done and then you go out there, you can relate to what was taught. So this is our model, or this is our approach. So we offer trainings in 3 countries. That's Ghana, Nigeria, and recently in Rwanda. And we are hoping that it becomes Pan-African in the future. Now, the models are 3. That is the intensive training, the internship phase, and then the economic opportunity. Now, all our programs are very intensive. So it's either from 12 weeks up to 20 weeks. So our data analytics training, for instance, spans a period of 12 weeks, and for the data science and AI, 20 weeks and more. Now, after this intensive training, there comes the internship phase, right? So we look at your skills and your background, your academic background, and pair you with industry partners to provide internship. Now, what we do is that we make sure that the internship is paid so that you'll be motivated to learn. Now, we use the internship as a gateway for you to, or like a starting point for you to get access into the company. We all know how difficult is it in Ghana if you are done with school and then you're trying to apply for jobs upfront. So we use the internship phase. Once you go in there, you are able to offer the company value once they see your value, and then they retain you. So we are glad to say that we have more than 80% retention rates after internship. So most of the companies ends up employing our graduates full-time. Now, these are the programs that we offer: data analytics, where we talk about Power BI, SQL, Excel, and Python programming. And then there's the artificial intelligence that goes into Python. And then there's data science that uses Python, and digital marketing, where we do the meta ads, the SEOs, and then the PPs. So our curriculum is market driven. So we identify what the problem is generally, and then we thrive, or we try to design our curriculum in a way to suit it, so that what we are learning is not far-fetched of what is needed in the industry. So these are the organizations that have funded our programs in the past. And for this program, we are partnering with Chancen International to offer the Data Science and AI Fellowship Program. So we started in 2018, but became operational in 2019. And since then, these are the, or this is the impact we have made, right? I think this data is not up to date, but if everything being equal, this year we will train, or we would have trained 1,000 people. Now, meet our employer partners. These are the companies that absorb our fellows after the training program, or these are some of the companies that our fellows get to intern with. This is not all, but this is just a few. Now, as I mentioned, the stories from our fellows is what drives us to continue to do what we do. And somebody might ask, how do you measure success of the program? We measure success of the program in 3 ways. That is career placement, income growth, and then community impact. So when we think of career growth, right, this is Mefadria. Those of you on LinkedIn can check her out. She joined our program, I think, somewhere in 2023, and she was a mother at that time. We were a bit hesitant to get her into the program because we thought, oh, as a mother, she might not get time. We all know the challenges that comes with parenthood. But one thing that stood out in our conversation with her was that she expressed great rights. And then talking to her, we realized that she wanted more for herself. She didn't want the bare minimum. So we decided to give her the chance, and lo and behold, after the training program, she secured a full-time role. So for her, she didn't even go through the internship. Right after the program, the people were like, we like her, and then we want to employ her full-time. Now, within a year in her role, she transitioned into an HR analytics position. And currently she's traveling all around the world because she also went through, or she also is the co-founder for Modexca Biotech, right? And she works with the UNDP at the moment in New York. So through our programs, she has been able to secure all these opportunities. And that is what inspires us to do more. Now, this is Clifford. Clifford joined our program in 2019 when we started. Now, when he joined, he was with Get Hypnotized Ghana. And within a year after the program, he has been able to quadruple his salary. Now, he's currently working with a UK company. And the money he's getting, all the same, this is also what motivates us to continue to do what we do. Now, it looks like all these stories are like, it sounds so ish. Now, let's come to the ones that we can also relate with. We don't only look at the money, the career placements, but what you can also do to change your environment. There's Rolanda. Well, one thing that we liked about her was that even after during the program, right? I think when they got to Power BI, yes, she decided that the skills that we have given her, she would use it to help her cousin. Now, her cousin sells vegetables in the market, and she identified that most of her produce gets rotten very fast. So what she did was to apply her knowledge in what she has learned to help her cousin to identify goods that go bad quickly, and to also invest more in goods that can like stay longer before they get rotten. So these are some of the things that motivate us to keep doing what we do, to keep giving opportunities to others. Now she works with Isoko Ghana. I don't know if you guys know Isoko, but she's there. Yeah, so basically this is what we do at Blossom, and this is why we have also decided to partner with Chancen to provide the data science and AI fellowship program. Now, let me play this testimonial just so you know how beneficial the program has been to others. This is just one of many. You can visit our YouTube channel just to have a glimpse of what others are saying about the program. So let me play. Yeah, looks like it's not working. Okay. So I'll try and figure it out and play it for us before the call ends. But in the interim, maybe we can have Mariam on the call. She's with the Chancen team, just to give us an overview of what the program is about and what's the learn now, pay later model means, right? So as I mentioned, they are our partners for this program. And for this program, it is going to be run on the learn now, pay later. So after the program, you pay the cost of the program after you start earning meaningfully from the program. So that is what the program is about. Mariam, over to you.
Thank you, Pamela. Hi, everyone. Lovely to see you all today. It would be great if you could switch on your videos. I'm just going to pull up my screen. Right. I hope you can see my screen. Just to introduce myself, my name is Mariam. Like Pamela mentioned, I am from the Chancen International team, and it's lovely to be partnering with Blossom Academy to help support students access their data science and AI fellowship through a learn now and pay later model, like Pamela mentioned. So first, let me quickly tell you who we are, who is Chancen International. So Chancen is a non-profit financing organization. And our goal is very simple. What we aim to do is to help students get access to quality education, like this course here at Blossom, and most importantly, good and sustainable jobs. And we like to do this in a way that is fair and ethical. And we do this through what we call the income share agreement, which is what all of you would be signing if you choose to go ahead with the Chancen financing for this course with Blossom Academy. So I'll quickly tell you what the income share agreement, or the ISA as we call it, is all about in a very simple way before I go into it in detail later on. But essentially what we do with the ISA is that we finance a group of students like you to study a course like the Blossom Academy Data Science AI Fellowship. And after you graduate, and only after you start earning a meaningful income, you promise to repay a small percentage of your income every month for a fixed period of time. Now, the money that you repay, it come to Chancen as a profit, but instead what we do is we use the money that you repay to fund the next group of students the same way that you were funded. So if you choose to take on the income share agreement, you wouldn't just be studying for yourself, but you would actually be helping future students get the same opportunity in the future as well. Now, we have been doing the income share agreement since 2018, and we've been doing this in 4 countries, which are Rwanda, Kenya, South Africa, and of course, Ghana. So far, we have supported more than 6,500 students with the income share agreement. Yeah. To tell you a little bit about our big picture at Chancen International, our vision is to build a global community where students can freely further their education and increase their potential to shape the world of tomorrow. And our mission is to increase the lifetime income of excluded youth through our ethical income share agreements. To give you a quick overview again, what does Chancen do? What we do is we offer fair financing for tertiary education or higher education, like this course that you are all here for today. And we do this through the income share agreement or the ISA. And who do we offer the ISA to? We offer financing especially to youths who otherwise would not have access to financing their education. So, for example, youths that don't have access to a scholarship, youths that don't have the financial backing to take on a private loan, these are the students that we like to support through the income share agreement. Now, why do we do this? So, Chancen is a nonprofit, and we do this because our mission is to increase the lifetime income of marginalized youth. We believe that by financing your higher education, it will help you to gain sustainable employment and earn higher incomes over your lifetime. And lastly, does Chancen profit from the repayments that the students make? Absolutely not. Chancen is a non-profit, which means that we are not profiting from your repayments. The repayments that you make are actually reinvested to pay for the studies of the next generation of students. Now, who am I as part of the applications team at Chancen today? The applications team is here to support you to apply for financing with Chancen by making sure that you and your guardians understand the income share agreement and the terms of the agreement that comes within it, by giving you clear instructions on the process to apply for financing. We will also process your application and confirm that you are eligible for financing. And we will also clearly communicate the expectations, outcomes, and the next steps if you choose to go ahead with the income share agreement. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering what exactly is this income share agreement or the ISA. And I'd love to explain that to you by comparing it to a loan. Now, all of you know that a loan is something that you would take from a bank to finance something that you want to access. And it is very different from the Chancen ISA. And I'll tell you exactly how. If you were to take a loan, you would need to submit collateral to a bank. Now, a collateral can be a piece of property or any other high value investment that sort of acts as a security for the bank so that if you don't end up repaying, they can use that property or the other investment of yours as a repayment. Now, with an income share agreement, we know that most youths would probably not have collateral on them. So we do not require collateral or any upfront payment from you. The second thing about a loan is that it would require you to repay while you are studying. Whereas with the income share agreement, you only repay after you graduate and only after you start earning a meaningful income. So you don't repay while you are studying. With a loan, you have to repay even if you are unemployed, even if you are not currently earning an income, you still have to repay during those periods of time. But with an income share agreement, if you are unemployed or if you are earning below a certain threshold, you don't have to repay during those months. Lastly, with a loan, regardless of what amount your income is, you have to pay the same fixed amount. But within ISA, we realize that during some moments of your life, you might be earning a small income, and other moments you might be earning a higher income. So instead of burdening you while you're earning a lower income, if such a time comes up, what we do is that we ask you to pay a fixed percentage of your income so that this does not overburden you. Now I'll tell you the features of the income share agreement. Essentially, like we've kept on saying, it's a learn now and pay later model or a study now and pay later model. So there are no payments that are required while you are studying. And you only repay after you graduate and after you start earning above 1,250 CDs. So you only repay after you earn above this minimum income, and no repayments are required if you are unemployed or if you are earning below 1,250 CDs. The third feature of the ISA is that you repay a percentage of your net income. Now, this is something that we will fix beforehand in your income share agreement. So you promise to repay a percentage of your net income and also for a fixed period of time. So this could mean that after this fixed period of time, once you've been repaying a percentage of your income, you may end up repaying less than the amount that was financed for your studies. And sometimes you might end up paying slightly more than the amount that is financed for your studies. Now, we realize that suppose you earn a very, very high income and you're paying a percentage of your net income every month, you might end up paying way more than you are financed. So to avoid that from happening, what we do is that we create a maximum cap on your payments. We cap your payments such that you will never pay more than you would have paid if you had taken a normal bank loan. And in Ghana, a normal bank loan would come up to 30%. So this is where we cap your repayment. So you would never pay more if you take an ISA than you would have paid if you had taken a normal bank loan. Now, as I tell you a little bit more about how repaying the ISA works, here are a few terms that you need to remember. So first is your percentage of net income. This is the percentage of net income that you would be repaying every month or as part of every installment. Second is your repayment period or the number of installments that you have to make. So your repayment period represents the number of months that you need to repay for. So for example, if your repayment period is say 8 years, then the number of installments that you would make is, so every year has 12 months. So 8 years would have 96 months. So that means that the number of installments would be 96. Thirdly, your contract period. So this is the period of time for which your income share agreement is valid for. For example, let me say 12 years. So after the 12 years, even if you have repaid lower than your financing amount, after 12 years, your contract is no longer valid and you don't need to repay after that. So these are the three key terms that we'd like for you to remember. So an example income share agreement would look like this. These are the key things that we would list out in your agreement. It would clearly mention the financing amount for your course, for example, 14,000 CDs. Now, again, this is just an example. Your actual ISA contract may have different terms, but just for illustration purposes, an example is that your financing amount for the course would be 14,000 CDs. The monthly percentage of your net income that you need to pay would be, say, 20%. Again, this is another key term that we will fix in your contract, and it will never cross 20% so that it never burdens you. We will also fix your repayment period, for example, 8 years. And like I said, a repayment period of 8 years would mean 96 installments because 8 into 12. And we would also fix the contract period for which your contract is valid, say 12 years. So after 12 years, your contract is no longer valid and you don't need to repay, even if you have paid less than the financing amount, which is, say, 14,000 CDs. Yeah, now here we've talked about this percentage of your net income, right? So what is a net income? So first, what is income? So income would refer to your salary, your wages, internship stipends, consultancy fees, business income, or any other funds that you would receive for working. Now, net income is what your income is going to be after statutory deductions. For example, your taxes, levies, anything else that you have to pay to the government or anything that your employer withholds, that is your net income. So you don't have to pay a percentage of your total income. You will pay a percentage of your net income. So that's after you've paid off your taxes, etc. If a member owns a business, we realize that you may not have a monthly salary, a fixed salary. So in that case, we will look at your net profits as the net income. And if you do own a business, then we would require you to submit business permits, etc., where applicable. Okay, I hope you've understood the ISA by now. And now I'd like to tell you how you can apply for the ISA. So to meet the eligibility criteria for the ISA, you must be from Ghana, and you must have the ID card from Ghana. You must be between 18 and 35 years of age. You must be from a low-income background and or not be able to finance 100% of your education. Like I said, we like to finance students that do not have access to the funds to be able to access this course otherwise. So if you're not able to access this course otherwise, you're definitely eligible to take on the income share agreement. You must be admitted to Blossom Academy, particularly for this course. So if you are admitted to Blossom Academy, then you are eligible to apply for the income share agreement. And we would also like for you to provide 2 guardians who will act as a point of reference for your income share agreement. So this can be your parents, your relatives, maybe an older sibling or another local leader within your community. Now, why do we take these guardians? We also ask the guardians to sign a guardian contract, which would say that they have understood what the student is getting into, and they have a couple of responsibilities that will be detailed within the guardian contract. They will be providing the student or the graduate's information correctly where required. So suppose we're not able to get in touch with you, we would get in touch with your guardian, which is one of their responsibilities. If the student is not repaying the amount that is required of them, then again, we would reach out to the guardian for the same. And we require the guardian to attend the pre-graduation meeting, which is where the student signs the repayment agreement with Chancen. So we'll get into all of that when the time comes. But to be eligible to be a guardian, the guardian must be 25 to 65 years of age, and they must also be a Ghanaian that is living within the country. Right. Now, how do you apply for the income share agreement? The first step is to attend the info session, which is where we are right now. So this is a session to help you understand the ISAs and our process, and I hope we've been able to do that. After this session, we will be sharing with you an info pack that will have a sample ISA contract, a sample guardian contract, and a couple of frequently asked questions that our students usually ask us. So you can go through the contract, you can go through the guardian contract in detail. It will have all the clauses, all the details that you would require. You can read through it at your own pace and make sure that you understand it and decide whether you really want to apply or not. Thirdly, we will also send you an ISA application link, and you can complete the application link at your own pace. We will ask you for certain documents like your ID card, your graduation certificate, etc. And all of that will be detailed in your info pack. Now, once you've submitted the ISA application, we will invite you to an ISA workshop along with your 2 guardians. And over here, what we'll do is we will explain the whole contract in great detail. So we'll take you through every clause. We'll make sure that both you and your guardian understands exactly what the income share agreement is. Once we do that, we will also test you to make sure that you understand what the ISA is, and then we'll sign the ISA contract with you. To be able to apply, these are some of the things that we will ask for in the application form. We'll ask you for your personal household data. We'll ask you for the ID copies of yours and your guardians. We'll also ask you for a passport photo of yours. You would also need to provide a bank account, your WASI certificate or your degree certificate. That is the last form of education that you've completed. We'd also like you to submit a credit rating report. And we'd also like you to submit your guardian's proof of income where that's applicable, and we'll reach out to you for that. When you come for the ISA workshop, you will also have to pay a non-refundable application fee of 100 CDs. This is an example of a passport photo. So something that looks like this against a white background, a formal photo of yours, and I'm sure all of you have your ID cards. Right now, what happens in the ISA workshop? So like I said, we will get into a very deep and detailed explanation of the ISA terms, and of different repayment scenarios. I'm sure you have a lot of questions about that. So we will take the time to make sure that you understand every scenario, whether, there could be scenarios where you're unemployed, where you're earning such and such income. We'll make sure that we explain every situation to you so that you know and you are prepared for that situation if it arises. Once we explain it, we will interview your guardian to make sure that they understand their responsibilities and what the ISA is. We will also test you, the student, on the ISA. So you will have to do a small test about the ISAs, and you will need to answer at least 70% of the questions to be able to pass and then sign the income share agreement. So you'll have 2 attempts to do that test. Once you've passed the test, once we're sure that your guardians have also understood what the ISA is, we will then go on to sign the ISA contract with you. Now, even once you sign the ISA contract and take it back home, we will still give you 2 weeks or 14 days to go through the contract. And if you feel that you don't want to do the ISA anymore, you can come back to us within 14 days to revoke the contract. We would also be requesting feedback from you just to understand how you found the overall process to be. Now, what happens after you apply? After you apply, Chancen will reach out to you to confirm your offer. You will have 14 days to revoke the agreement if you wish, like I mentioned. And once you've signed it and everything is good to go, you will start studying with Blossom Academy. We will also be giving you additional training from Chancen's end on topics like financial literacy, how to handle your money, how to budget, how to save, etc. We will have a student monitoring team at Chancen who will be in touch with you to see how your studies are going and to see if there's any way that we can support you while you are studying. Shortly before you graduate, you will sign a repayment agreement with Chancen. Now, what that is that it confirms the terms of timeline for your repayment. So again, we'll just be refreshing the ISA terms and making sure that, okay, from this date, you're going to start repaying up to this date. So that's what the repayment agreement is going to be. Once you graduate, we are really looking forward to all of you entering the workforce, starting your careers and being successful. And if you're earning above 1,250 CDs, you start repaying the ISA. A couple of values at Chancen that we like to follow, which I would like to highlight to all of you, is equality. Chancen believes that all members have equal rights to further their education, and this is why we have come up with the income share agreement and why we're doing what we're doing. Second is solidarity. We believe in standing together in solidarity to ensure that more people have access to tertiary education. Thirdly, communication. Clear communication between Chancen and its members, and by members we mean you, as students, from the application till the repayment period is completed. So we believe in offering clear communication to you, and we also expect the same from you. Fourthly, honesty. We believe in clear transparency so that we can better support you and all our other community members. Fifthly, commitment. All the students are expected to stay committed and be dedicated to the Chancen community, which will be made up of students just like you. And lastly, responsibility. Chancen encourages its members to take responsibility for their actions. Right, so that brings me to the end of our discussion on the ISAs. Now, Pamela, I'd like to give it back to you to open it up for questions.
Okay, thank you so much, Mariam. This is super helpful. Kindly let us know if you have any questions. You can raise your hands and then we call you and take the questions. So from the chat session, I can see Bliss Ronald asked the question, is there any way for someone who is not partnered with Blossom Institute to join the program? So the program is open to everybody, right? So far as you are done in school and you are unemployed, you can apply for the program. You don't need to partner with us. So you can apply if you are done in school, interested in data science and AI, and you're looking to get into the tech workforce, you can apply for the program. Okay, how much will the cost be? I think that has been answered. Will there be an option for, will there be an option to pay the amount of the cost in full? Yes, so if you wish to pay in full right after the program, I think that can be worked out, Mariam, right? Yes.
Yes, we
So
can. And we'd love to discuss that during the ISA workshop. We can tell you exactly what that would look like.
yeah. So this is just an info session for you to get an overview of what the ISA looks like and what the how the program is going to be. So after this phase, then we get into the workshop. Now the workshop will give you the total the percentage repayable after you start earning, and then also let you know the cost and all the necessary details involved. So, okay, Mary has a hand up. Mary, please go ahead.
Yeah, I think just before that, Namla, I think there's a lot of students asking what the course fee is. So I'll just like to repeat that. And Pamela, you can correct me as well. It is 14,000 CDs.
Okay, that's it. Mary, please unmute and don't ask your question.
Thank you for the opportunity. Just to ask, please, can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I was about to ask if a person can make payments after probably 2 or 3 months of no payment. Is there a chance for someone to do that? So you would want to make 4 payments after making payments for.
Yes. So, Mariam, Mary's question is it possible for somebody to make payment 2 or 3 months after the program and then they start working? Can they pay within 3 months? Yes, it's possible. If you want to
Yes.
pay upfront, it's possible. Right after the program, when you get into work and then you start earning, you can pay upfront. It will be worked out for you once we have the workshop. Andrew,
Yes.
please unmute and ask your question.
All right, thank you once again for your presentation. So on the CRB, I think you want to check your credit score so far as Momo Pay is concerned. Yeah, so maybe this is a situation unemployed. I'm seeking an opportunity to get myself better, to earn a higher income. Maybe my current circumstance. Maybe I take credit, I default, I happen to pay, and all those things. Like, how does this come in the whole situation? Because you already have a situation you want to come out with, and you believe this is an opportunity to make you step forward or move ahead or change your financial situation because you are learning a knowledge and you are believing God with your commitment. You get a good job and you'll be able to be financially stable. So yeah, like what's the real concept so far that aspect is concerned? If you can just throw a bit of highlight on that for me. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for asking that, Andrew. I think we know that a lot of students, this might be their first time even taking on a financing opportunity. So you may not even have a credit report on you, and that's fine. But we require you to submit that so that it's a good indication for us. One, we'd like to see if you have any other loans, because then we don't want to overburden you with another one. We just want to know what the background is, whether this is a wise idea for you as well. Secondly, it will also give us an indication as to what your repayment would possibly be like in the future. It could definitely be something that we can discuss. It's not, we're not just going to look at your credit report and go, nope, rejected. That's exactly the opposite of what the income share agreement does. But it's an important piece of information for us to know, to just understand your background, ask you any clarifying questions if we have, and make sure that this is something that is suited for you. I hope that answers your question, Andrew. Lovely.
Okay, so we have a question here. What if the guardians might not be around to attend the workshop? So I think that it would be communicated beforehand, and we might have at least 2 workshops just for clarification and then better understanding before the program starts. So if they are not around for the first one, they could be around for the second one.
Yes, but it's important that your guardians do attend the workshop with you because just that they also know what you're getting into. For an older person to read through the contract, make sure that, just make sure that they understand the terms. So yes, it's important that your guardian does attend the workshop.
Okay. And we have a question from Jennifer. What if halfway into the program you get a job? Would it be allowed to continue with the program or you have to stop? So the program is full-time. Full-time means that we have class Monday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So if it's within this period, then unfortunately you have to drop off. But if it's after the time frame that I have shared, maybe we can talk about how you can balance both. Okay. So Bernard is asking the background of the facilitators. So they are from data science. They have a data science background, data science and machine learning background. So you don't have to worry. Can anyone at all apply given the restrictions of background and how financially stable you are? So we are not looking for people who are financially stable. As Mariam said, the Momo statement is for us to understand what your finances are at the moment. We have some people who have also applied for other loans and other things. We don't want to add this to it. So, because the goal of the whole program is to give you economic independence. Now, if we are adding this to it and then you also have a debt to pay, then it means that we've not achieved the entire purpose of the program. So that is why we are asking. So if you don't have money, if you are unemployed, you can apply for it. As I said, after the program, we will get you into jobs or we will get you internships that will start paying you. Then you can start earning something for yourself. Will there be an assistantship in job search after? Yes, please. There will be an internship and job opportunity after the program, because we just don't want to give you the skills. We also want you to be gainfully employed. Can we pay before the program or does it have to be after we finish?
I can take that. So if you can pay for the program before, then you don't need the income share agreement. So if you have the ability to pay for the course, then you could go for it without the income share agreement. But if you're taking the income share agreement, we're only going to ask you for payments once you've graduated and once you start earning.
Yes. And somebody asked, will the payment start after landing a job in data science, or will you have to start paying even if the job is not related to the role? So the payment will start after you start earning. So it can be related to data science or not, but after the program, once you start earning, that is more than 1,250, then you start paying. So even if you are earning 500 Ghana cedis, you will not be paying. If you are earning 1,000 cedis, like you are still not going to pay. It's until you start earning 1,250 and above, then you start paying. And for B, the cost of the training is 14,000 Ghana cedis. Is it okay for at least one to attend if one may be unavailable? Is it okay for at least one to attend if one may?
Yeah, I think he's
Again
asking
with
about the
question.
guardian.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Yeah, so we would like for 2 guardians to be available at the workshop. But if they're, available at different times, and that's something that we can discuss on a case-by-case basis. And I think the second question is also about can someone without a guardian at all apply? So your guardian doesn't have to be a parent or a relative. It can even be like I said, a local leader, anyone that can act as a guardian. So like I said, the eligibility is just that it has to be someone between 25 and 65 years of age, and it has to be a Ghanaian with a Ghana ID. So anyone that fits that criteria can be a guardian, provided they are willing to take on the guardian responsibilities that comes along with the ISA. So I'm sure that all of you know at least someone above the age of 25 years old. I mean, at least two people above the age of 25 years old who are willing to support you through this journey. So you can identify those two people and then apply with them.
And somebody wanted to also know when the program starts. So the program starts in March, right? So because there's going to be a whole workshop, and we also want you to understand what the entire program is about. It's going to start in March. Is it possible to estimate how much you start earning after the program? Well, I feel like this question also depends on you. As I mentioned, once you are done, we get you at the doorstep of the job opportunity through internship. Now, when you go, you also need to prove yourself by putting in your best and providing value to the company, right? And once the company wants to hire you full time, that conversation is for you and then the company to have. If you want us to come in, we can come in. But as to how much compensation they want to give you, it's between you and the company. So you can tell them, hey, I am not taking this, or hey, I'll take this, but in 3 months' time, can you revise? It's solely dependent on you. Abdul Razak is asking, is the program specifically for students or workers who? So because of the nature of the program, right, it's very intensive. So it's not for students. And after, we are looking forward for you to start working. So if you are schooling, it'll be very difficult for you to combine work, like a full-time job with it. So we are looking for unemployed graduates who are done with their first degree at least, and are looking to get into the tech space. Please, when and where are the classes sessions going to happen? Is it flexible for a current national service personality? So the classes will happen at Blossom's facility at Kwabenya Point 1. Blossom's facility at Kwabenya Point 1. So the flexibility of the schedule depends on what you're currently doing. If your national service is not full-time, then you can take it up. Razak, please, can we have your question?
Hello, Pamela, and hello to everyone.
Hi.
So my question, I think you made the explanation, but I want to ask if you are working, right? But you can make time to take the course. Is it also for you, or it's specifically for, like you said, unemployed graduate or something like that? That's what I wanted to hit on.
Okay, so we have to look at other factors, right? It's not just about
Yeah,
being available for classes, but would you also
right.
be available for the internship? Because
Ex-
then
Okay,
again, the goal is for you to be gainfully employed. So
right.
we have to make sure that you are doing something. It's our
So
mandate
if
that after the program, you have to start working.
So if you cannot take the internship, that means the course is not for you.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
But maybe we can have internal conversations and then we'll get back to you on that.
Okay, I think it would be because I'm sure some of us might be working, but we are already in the tech space. We want to upgrade our portfolio or get get a height in this data analysis, and we're already working. We want to upgrade, right? So if we are done, and because of the internship, we cannot take the course. It looks like, uh, okay, like you said, we have a later discussion about it. So,
Yeah,
all right, thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Right.
And so somebody's asking if the internship will be online or in person. So it's dependent on what's available. Now, this is how the internship works, right? So we just don't like take you there that this is where you are working or something. So once you come into the program, we assess your strength and your weaknesses. We also look at your background, right? So if you have a background in, let's say, information systems, now we look for a company that is doing something similar and also what you can do there. And now we give you like 3 companies for you to go for an interview with. Once you go for the interview and then they find out that, oh, you can add value to what they are doing, then they give you the opportunity. Now there's a case where you can have like 2 companies wanting you in their company. Now it will be up to you to decide, oh, maybe I'd want to go with company A or company B or company C. That is how it works. Andrew, please, your hands are up.
Okay, thank you. So you made mention that it's the program is from Monday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so it is a 20 weeks program that we are looking at 4 to 5 months.
Yes.
Within the focus is on unemployed graduates.
Yes, please.
Within this period, is there any form of stipend for us? Because some of me, let me just use myself for example. I'm into after graduating, most of the things I do is data collection. And you know, data collection is not something that flows; it's on contract basis. Depend when the contract and then you do it, and your bills are also there for you to pay. This is something you are passionate about and you want to commit to. But how do you pay? You're already unemployed, so you're just finding ways and means to be paying your bills that you have to pay. How do you go about like engaging you within this period, your bills there? So is there any form of stipend or any structure that can help people that within this period there can be a way for them to survive through? Thank you.
Okay. All right. So for this program, we are going to support you with data stipend, right? To buy airtime or bundles for your online classes. And then we will also give you meals when you come in person. So when you come in person once a week, we will cater for your meals and we also give you airtime or bundle. So that is what we are going to take care of. But in terms of physical cash, we are not giving cash stipends. Does that answer your question?
Sure, it does.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Somebody asked if the internship is assured. Yes, so internship is assured. That is the only way we can measure success of the program. So we also have our internal KPIs, and we need to make sure that everybody gets an internship at the end of the day. Mariam, I think Phoebe has a question.
Yeah. Yes. So I think Phobia has asked essentially that even after you meet the 14,000 CDs, do you continue to pay, right? That's a great question. Super glad you asked that. So like I mentioned, what we do is we cap the maximum payment as per if you had taken a normal bank loan, which would be at 30%. So suppose you've hit the 14,000 CDs mark, yes, you will still be required to pay the 20% of your income, but that stops once you reach what you would have paid, say you had taken a normal bank loan. So we cap it at the market rate. And again, at the information workshop, we'll go into like proper calculations and scenarios of each of these. And these scenarios are actually also listed on the sample income share agreement that I'll be sending to all of you after this call. But I hope that answers it, at least for now. Yeah, Phoebe, Daniel, if you could confirm.
Okay. Yes, so if you have a background in arts, you can still apply. At the end of the day, the program is project-based, right? So we are looking about your grades. So if you have a background in arts, science, anything, you can still apply for it. Okay. The 40,000 covers data and then food, data and food. Secondary school graduates, Ibrahim, I'll get back to you. I'll give you a call so we discuss that. And Bernard, yes, so we can send you an overview of the curriculum as well. So after the call, we can share that with you so you can have access to it. All right. So if there are no further questions, next steps. So after the
Miss
call,
Pamela,
yes, please go ahead.
please, there are some few questions on YouTube and I would like to read them.
Okay.
Okay, so someone is asking, what's the certification? Is it diploma? And can one further his studies in higher learning institution with the certificate?
Okay. So we have a partnership with Data Camp. Data Camp works like Coursera. So after the program, you'll be required to take their Data Camp certification program. We will help you take that, and we'll also give you a certificate of completion at the end of the day. So you walk out with one from Blossom and then one from Data Camp.
Yeah. And someone also asked if higher school diploma, I think diploma can also apply because
Yes, yes,
it's stated
please.
on the portal.
Yes, you
Okay.
can
The
apply.
rest of the questions has already been answered. So.
All right. Okay. So, Mr. Wisdom, can we have your question? Maybe that'll be the last question for the day.
Go ahead, have mercy.
Hello, Wisdom. Your hands are up, unless it's a mistake.
Yes, I was able to YouTube. I came to Zoom to ask the question, but she just asked. But then I want to find out quickly: is it a certification, a professional certification for the data sciences that will be given
Yes,
from the
please.
course?
So we will give you a certificate of completion from Blossom stating that you have gone through the data science and AI program for some amount of time. And then, as I mentioned, you also get one from DataCamp, which is internationally recognized. So you have two certifications.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. So Kezia, so the course that you took on DataCamp, that's like an introductory course. No, that's not a certification program. Remember, we gave you premium access. Now, because the program was moved to Kumasi, you no longer have premium access to it. So that is what differentiates you from being an applicant and from being a fellow. Once you are an applicant, we give you the premium access for you to just take a course there for us to access a few things. If you meet the criteria, then we continue to give you the access to it. But if you don't meet the criteria, then we take you off the premium access. Because in real life, you'd have to pay, I think, a few dollars if you want to take the certification program on DataCamp. You can check that out and then see. So once you join the program, it's complimentary. We give you premium access to DataCamp. And then it's compulsory that you take the DataCamp certification, data science certification course on DataCamp. Yes. So we will walk you through it. We will teach you how you do it. And if there's something that you cannot do or you don't understand, our facilitators are more than able to work with you. All right. So thank you all for joining the call. As next step, Mariam would send us some documents. Please take time to go through. And also the application portal is still open. Application will close next week, God willing. So if you have not applied and you wanted to hear what the program was about first, can you do so before the application window closes? And if you have friends who also want to apply, kindly let them know. Okay, so is there a group where we can ask questions after this meeting? So you can always send us a mail, or you can call us. So maybe we will add it to the email that Mariam will send to you on how to call us or get to us. Yeah. Mariam, any last words?
No, thank you, Pamela. I think all of you have asked great questions, and looking forward to receiving your applications.
Yeah. So thank you very much for joining the call. Please, if there is something that's not clear to you, you can give us a call, you can send us an email, and we'll be more than happy to assist you with that. Thank you all, and do have a good morning.
Thank you. Have a nice day as well.
Bye.
Bye. Hmm. Ale.